Is up, everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 24 game. The Buffalo Bills and Miami Dolphins just played for first place in the AFC East division and the 2 seed in the AFC conference, and the Bills just squeaked by with the victory. The late interception by Tua was ultimately the sealer. Taylor Raff got the theft. The Bills, they've got home field in round 1 and round 2 if they make it that far, and that's huge for a team like Buffalo. You know, you have that home field, that crowd, Bills Mafia. You have the slimy weather up there. You never know when it's going to snow. The forecast next week is projected to be pretty frigid in Buffalo. So you have the Bills now taking on the Steelers in that round 1 game. Meanwhile, the Dolphins are going to be playing the Chiefs. They're going on the road to go against the defending champs, who aren't playing like the defending champs, but that's another story for another day. For right now, this game, I mean, this Bills-Dolphins game, it felt like the Bills were just giving this game away all night long. And Josh Allen showed a lot of what makes people fear his game in the postseason tonight, and not in a good way. All the key mistakes, interceptions, the missed throw to Stephon Diggs that would have been like a 90-yard touchdown where he beat Ramsey pretty bad. Josh Allen had the interception in the red zone to start off. You had the play before halftime where Sean McDermott was clearly pissed off. You know, it looked like it wasn't a part of the game plan. He said, don't throw the ball in the field of play. Just go end zone or take your field goal. Josh Allen, I mean, he put it on his guy, Ty Johnson. He got tackled at the 1-yard line. Not exactly to tackle her around the world, but definitely to tackle her around the AFC East, I suppose. And Josh Allen had the strip in the third quarter where Christian Wilkins just kind of manhandled the ball away from him. And to be honest, I don't think the Bills would have won that game if it wasn't for that Deontay Hardy punt return in the fourth quarter. Just because, you know, it just felt like they were just constantly shooting themselves in the foot. I don't think, you know, they would have had to start deep in their own territory without that return. So, shout out Deontay Hardy. That was to tie the game. But the Dolphins also really got shut down in the second half of the game. And that's something that's concerning a little bit for Miami going into the playoffs, I feel like. I mean, you'd like to have Jalen Waddle back and Raheem Mostert, and especially having Waddle back could hopefully open some stuff up on offense, because it seemed like, you know, Tyreek was doing Tyreek stuff out there. But once Achane was taking out the game in the second half, he wasn't really able to get big runs off, and a lot of his rushing yards came on that big, like, 25-yard touchdown run in the second quarter. It just seemed like, I don't know, man, Miami was just kind of in a box. They were, you know, forced to take those 10 to 15-yard shots that were, you know, kind of low percentage. Tyreek had a big drop, but still, it just felt like their offense felt a bit confined, and, you know, I worry about that because Kansas City, they have a good defense, man. Kansas City has a good defense that can bottle this Dolphins offense up, especially if Waddle is not 100%. As explosive as Miami is, and, you know, Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, that game might be a low-scoring game when it comes down to it. If the Dolphins play like they did today and the way they have the past couple of weeks, to be quite frank, because they didn't really look good against the Baltimore Ravens either. And, you know, that kind of is the knock on the Dolphins. Like, they can put up 70 against the subpar teams, but when you go against the best of the best, what are you able to give us? And we'll see. Miami's going to have their best chance in the playoffs. Once again, we got to see what's up. I mean, I'm sure Mostert will be back. You know, I would expect Waddle to at least play in that game, right? You can't miss a playoff game in that situation. I think, you know, if this game mattered everything for the Miami Dolphins, he would have played. But, I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see, man. Football it's a fun game because it's very unpredictable, so that's why you wait and see what happens. Meanwhile, Buffalo, they'll be taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers in round 1. Definitely a game that you got to think the Bills will be favored in. You know, frigid Buffalo. Who knows if it's going to snow or what next week against Mason Rudolph. And, yeah, I don't Josh Allen can shoot them in the foot a lot, and I don't think it'll matter. Especially if T.J. Watt doesn't play. That's going to be a big blow for Pittsburgh. It doesn't look like he's going to be on pace to play. He had, like, a grade 3 MCL, some strain, man. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's not looking good for them, man. It's definitely not looking good for Pittsburgh. And, you know, there's a chance that the Bills have a round 2 matchup with the Chiefs, and by winning the division, they get that home game against Kansas City that could be really important. But, yeah, man, I mean, the Bills, you see everything that's good about them, you see everything that's bad about them. At the same time, all in one game, it was still a pretty exciting game, right? Like, let's just, you know, not try to criticize everything and just enjoy the game. It was a really pretty enjoyable game. You had the touchdown by Sherfield on the tip pass. You had Achane, who had that electric run. And obviously the punt return was pretty sick by Deontay Hardy. Unfortunately, they had an injury, and that was one of the big storylines in this game was the injuries that came out of the game. The Dolphins are really banged up. They were only down to their 2 edge rushers left, Ogba and Melvin Ingram. So who knows if they might have to sign someone from free agency to be depth for the playoffs. Gabe Davis got hurt. Tyler Dotson, the linebacker, got hurt. Taylor Rapp, who got the game-sealing interception, got hurt on the last play of the game. Hopefully he's all right, but he came up a little lame after getting the division-sealing interception on Tua. So we'll see how that all shakes out, man. There was a lot of pretty interesting action in the NFL today. Overall, you had the Saints beating the Falcons, and that game could have mattered for the New Orleans Saints, especially if the Bucs lost, which, I mean, the Bucs didn't exactly play a standout game of football, and if you remember early in that game, DJ Chark had what could have been a touchdown. Instead, it was the touchback with the fumble with him trying to dive into the end zone. Antoine Winfield might have made a play to ultimately really help that team win that division, make playoffs, because, it was a low-scoring game, and if you get a touchdown off of that play or off that drive, totally different outcome in that scenario. So the Bucs were just able to sneak in, and unfortunately for the Saints, even though they won their big game and they got Jamal Williams' touchdown shot of Jameis, they did not make playoffs because the Green Bay Packers took down the Chicago Bears. I was a little bit disappointed in the way the game played out for the Chicago Bears. I felt like this was a good test for their young team to be like, all right, like this is, the Green Bay Packers are treating this like a playoff game. Let's try to match their intensity and see where we're at, kind of like a litmus test. Now, obviously, the Bears have a lot of assets going into the offseason, most notably what they can get for that #1 pick via trade. They also have some good salary cap to work with as well. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was kind of hoping to see more from Chicago in this game because the way they've been playing the past couple of weeks, it made you think that maybe they could, really play spoiler. It was more so the Packers kind of shooting themselves in the foot, but eventually they were able to, kind of eke by with that victory. The Seahawks ended up winning, even though it looked like they were really trying to give that game away to Arizona. That ended up not mattering because the Packers beat the Bears. The Seahawks game still had like 3 minutes left. They knew they were eliminated. The Cowboys end up winning the NFC East. They get the 2 seed, which, I mean, they didn't even have to win against the Commanders with how bad the Eagles played against the Giants. I mean, damn, man, my Giants really know how to win the last week of the regular season when there is absolutely nothing on the line. These boys do not know how to play for their draft pick at all, especially against Philadelphia. The Giants really win Week 18 games against Philadelphia when there's nothing on the line. I don't know why. But Philly did kind of have something on the line early on, but it looked pretty grim pretty early on. A.J. Brown got hurt. Who knows what his status is going to be. And their defense just, it was really, really bad. You had Tyrod Taylor shredding them in zone coverage all game long. They made the switch mid-season from Desai, the old defensive coordinator, to Matt Patricia, and it clearly hasn't gotten any better. And, I really feel like Philadelphia got hurt by losing both of their coordinators this season. As much as anything that's happened to them, losing Shane Steichen on offense and Jonathan Gannon on the defensive side play calling, I feel like it's really put them in a bind that they just haven't been able to get out of. And they were winning a lot of close games early in the season, but now it's really starting to rear its ugly head. So Philly's going to go round 1 against the Bucs. You still got to think that the Eagles are going to be a favorite in that game, but I mean, you just would not be surprised if they lost at this point. And I don't really have any expectations for the Eagles to get past round 2. The Cowboys, meanwhile, they're going to be playing the Packers, which honestly, on the Dallas Cowboys, I don't really want to play that Green Bay team. At least they're playing the game at home. But, I mean, look, they don't got Aaron Rodgers, which usually was the Cowboys' Achilles heel for a while. No pun intended, given Rodgers' injuries. Not at all. But, no, the Packers have been playing pretty decently in the second half of the season. Jordan Love's been playing really good. I feel like Matt LaFleur has been calling some good football the past couple of weeks. And, I mean, we'll see how it all goes down there. And then you got the Rams and the Lions. That'll be a fun one. The Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff Bowl. Just the storyline of that one alone is going to carry that game for how interesting it's going to be. And then finally, the game that we knew was being set up since last night, the Texans and Browns. You got Stroud going against that elite Browns defense. You got Flacco. See if we can have another one Sandy run the playoffs. Who knows? But it's shaping up to be a great playoffs for sure. Definitely a good time to be an NFL fan because we got a lot of good football coming up in the next month. And I definitely want to do these videos for the next month, but I think I'm going to I don't even think I don't like playing the CPU. So I think I'll try to get these as user versus user games. Like I'll try to play, you know, some of you guys for these games. So I don't know. I might try to. I want to open up a Discord. I want to make my own Discord or our own Discord community channel to try to you know, make those, you know, schedule those games or whatever, right? I think that would be the best way to do it. So look out for that in the next couple of days. I might announce it in a future video if I make that Discord channel. But yeah, I think we'll do that because the CPU was doing some really stupid stuff in this, man. They finally get the win here, but I mean the CPU editing this video was kind of driving me nuts. I don't think I could do this again, man. So you know, but you know, we kind of had to do something for today to keep the upload streak going. So yeah, that'll do it for this video. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe for more Madden 24 action. I didn't even talk about the Jaguars, man. We ran out of time. I didn't even get to dog the Jaguars for how poor they played today, but we'll save that for another time. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you, as always, for watching.